PNG Happenings.
Remember to subscribe to our channel for more stories like this. Dive into discussions on current events, cultural insights, and social issues, exploring the vibrant stories and challenges shaping the nation.
What happens when one government gains control over the institutions meant to keep democracy safe? What happens when the Electoral Commission, security forces, and national finances are all accused of falling under political influence? Tonight, Papua New Guinea faces difficult questions ahead of the 2027 national general election. Opposition Leader Honorable James Nomane has released a powerful statement titled "The Octopus of Power," warning that PNG's democracy may be under threat. Is this political exaggeration or a warning the country must take seriously? This is PNG Happenings. The opposition leader compares the current political system to an octopus.
Something because of political leadership. This process or exercise golo vote, the voting leader, mark him through ballot, through national election, important something to us. Mitla can look him now also Prime Minister and work law, making plenty of changes where affecting all key agencies were all by involved inside the election. All security forces, Papua New Guinea Defense Force, Police Force, Treasury, Finance Department, National Planning. Now, mitla look law, Electoral Commission, Ombudsman Commission, the Judiciary. Mitla must ask him, mitla law, what is the interplay? How no get this law something that also connect? Now come inside law, election process, also look out him election, run him election. Now behind law election time that kind heavy na mitla sa go back law judiciary na mitla sa go na talk him all court so mitla file him election petition law straight him heavy and come up inside the election. When I work with security force, when I work law Electoral Commission law make sure some got free, fair and a safe election. This law got something never come up time. All man all stop inside law up. All independent man. All mark him all under merit. Now all mark him country. Got enough qualified Papua New Guineans. All can hold him all position. All no need law come law one lap so. Law one pla region, law one pla area where Prime Minister come law. I must look in this plan, I must maintain regional balance. I'm not going to show me blows and I'm come up on the tribe la urita. Now I'm got hand logan go all get this lab, I'm controlling election process, I'm manipulating.
According to the statement, the body of the octopus represents executive power, while its tentacles stretch into institutions that are supposed to remain independent. One tentacle allegedly controls the Electoral Commission. Another allegedly influences the Papua New Guinea Defense Force. Another reaches into the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary. And others extend into Treasury, Finance, and Planning. The message is clear. The accusation is not simply about leadership, it is about control. The opposition argues that when institutions lose independence, democracy itself becomes vulnerable. Historically, many nations that later faced authoritarian rule followed similar patterns, weakening electoral independence, politicizing security forces, and concentrating power into one central authority. The statement references former leaders such as Robert Mugabe and Ferdinand Marcos. These comparisons are serious and controversial, and they reflect growing political tensions in PNG ahead of 2027. The 2027 national general election is already shaping up to be one of the most important elections in PNG history. Why? Because many Papua New Guineans believe the next election will determine the future of democratic freedoms, the independence of state institutions, and the direction of the country for decades to come. The opposition claims the current government has failed over the past 7 years and fears losing power through the ballot box. That is why, according to the statement, protecting electoral integrity is critical. The biggest concern raised is this: will the 2027 election be free, fair, transparent, and safe? Or will political influence undermine public trust? These are questions now being openly discussed across social media, communities, and political circles throughout Papua New Guinea. One of the strongest parts of the statement focuses on PNG's security forces. The opposition is calling on the PNG Defense Force, the police, and state authorities to remain loyal to the Constitution and the people, not to political interests. This is a major point because in democracies around the world, security forces are expected to remain neutral during elections and political disputes. The statement also raises concerns about the Anti-Terrorism Act 2024, claiming it could be used against critics and protest movements. Supporters of the government may strongly reject these accusations, arguing that national security laws are necessary for maintaining stability and public safety. But critics argue that laws with broad powers can potentially be abused if checks and balances are weak. This is why many observers say strong institutions matter more than strong politicians, because institutions are meant to protect democracy regardless of who is in power. Another key issue raised is electoral reform. The opposition claims the Prime Minister rejected recommendations from the Parliamentary Committee on Electoral Reform. Questions are now being asked. What reforms are being prepared for 2027? How will voting integrity be protected? What systems will prevent manipulation? And how will violence and fraud be controlled? Across PNG, many citizens are demanding
Planti ole candidates got story blow lokandin. Planti poll place agama pinchel lokandin. Planti win blow manos are still pinchel lokandin. You know, this is our country and our children's country. What is the members here? Basida parliament as well and Boli, do what they do. I don't need to tell you what.
Updated electoral rolls, transparent counting systems, fair policing, and equal political opportunities. Public trust in elections is essential, because once people lose trust in voting, democracy itself becomes unstable. And that is exactly what the opposition says PNG must avoid. Beyond politics, this statement carries a broader warning. The opposition says democracy is not automatic. It must be protected by citizens, churches, civil society, the media, and independent institutions. The statement calls on Papua New Guineans to stay vigilant and defend their constitutional rights peacefully and lawfully. Whether people support the government or the opposition, one thing remains true. Every citizen benefits when elections are trusted, because democracy only works when people believe. Their vote counts, institutions are fair, and leaders are accountable. The statement ends with a powerful line. The octopus has many arms, but the people of Papua New Guinea have one power. It cannot capture the sovereign right to vote.
PNG Happenings.